Hello everybody, welcome to the Wigan Diggers Festival 2021. You are live on the People's Assembly Facebook page and we've got an event here today, fantastic lefty action celebrating and remembering the diggers movement from the 17th century. So we're going to move around, speak to some of the stall. You've just heard the a re-enactment there, a little song. You'll see people, oh here we go. What have we got going on here? Oh, let's have the reenactment.
Freedom, and I do truly love peace. But your cheating sons in the thieving art of buying and selling. I was beaten out of both estate and trade in London and forced to accept the goodwill of my beloved friend William Everard to live a country life. And there, likewise, by the burdens of taxes and much free quarter, my wee back was burdened heavier than I could bear. Yet, not a full year since, being quiet at my work, my heart was filled with sweet thoughts, and many things were revealed to me, which I never read in book or heard from mouth of flesh. And when I began to speak those words, some people could not bear them. And amongst these revelations, this was one. That the earth shall be a common treasury of livelihood for the whole of mankind, without respect to person. And I had a voice within me, bade me declare it abroad, which I did obey. Then I was made to write a little book, the new law of righteousness, and therein I declared it. Yet my mind was not at rest, because nothing was acted. The thought ran in me that words and writing are all nothing and must die, for action is the life of all. And if thou dost not act, thou dost nothing! Brothers and sisters, no more words! Act! Dig up the hill! Common land for common people! Woo! Landlord will not come!
Brilliant. Okay, let's go and have a little look around. So I'm with Karen, is our camera person today, our co-convener minor step. So this is a stage, the main stage. We've got two stages here. Highlights later on are there you go. You can see who's on today. So we'll be bringing you a bit of that, but just a taste really. So let's have a little look around the stalls, have a chat to people. We're here, obviously, People's Assembly have got a stall here today to talk about our demonstration on the 3rd in Manchester. The Tory Party conference is here again, so we're organising the protests. We're expecting thousands of people to come out for that. on it's a Sunday, isn't it? Sunday the 3rd. So let's. Oh, here's the other stage. Get ready to go. And this is the organisers stall. They've got fantastic merchandise and various other things. And it is important and here we are with the. This is the forces behind the Wigan Diggers Festival. So let's go and let's say hello. Hello. Are you? Yes. Let's say hello to you. And show us your merch. So are you? And so have you been? You're involved in organising the festival.
We're part of the committee.
We're part of it. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Well, you're live on the People's Assembly Facebook page. Okay. So if you introduce yourselves and tell us what it is. What is it about this? The diggers, and Gerard Winstanley. What is it that's made you dedicate your time and energy?
Because simply for me, it's because it's been with people who care. I'm a lover of our planet, and when I first heard of Gerard's ethos and the way that he was, I thought it's for me that. And then quite a few years ago now, I met someone and I just overheard a conversation with another committee member who said why she was part of it, and I thought it wouldn't be a bad thing to give my time to that. So that simply is why I.
And how long have you been involved?
It's probably now round about 5 or 6 years. The time goes so fast, and obviously with us missing a year, it's kind of gone a bit off scale. But yeah, I'm also part of the music committee as well. Yeah. So it goes very well, but it runs and works with volunteers, and we desperately need new people, new volunteers, younger ones, and there's plenty of them out there. So if you're listening to this, please get involved. Come see what we're about. There's many young people now who are open and have got an awareness. Come and see what we're about, and if it touches you, you can be a part, and it would make it much easier for everyone else.
And so what have you got out of it? What will volunteers get out of it by getting involved in a group like this?
Well, I'm a volunteer.
Right. And how are you feeling, volunteer?
I love being a volunteer. I've been 9 years. I've been a volunteer, and I just love it. I love the community of it. That people can come to the music festival for free. I love the ethos that everybody is entitled to walk these lands, and I just love the ethos. I love the people, the fact that it's community. I don't come from Wigan, I come from Stockport, and yeah, I just really enjoy it. It's lovely.
I've heard of Stockport. I understand there's a bridge there.
Yes.
And you've got great design as well. Tell us some about the merch, because I assume so. Can people buy the merch online as well?
Not at the moment, but we're hoping to kind of get that in place. It's like many things when you're doing things like this, you have these wonderful ideas. If we had more volunteers, that would make it easier.
I understand. Well, do show us, because you've got some really. I love I love that one particularly. The mosaic of Gerard Winstanley, which we saw. The mosaic itself is just up there. We showed that as when we started the live stream, and we're getting some comments as well. Have we got any? Oh, okay.
So we have this one for £15.
That's great.
We have ones with the words on.
Oh, yeah, this is the big theme of the day, isn't it? There's his quote, "The earth was made a common treasury for all." So this is, yeah.
And this T-shirt is selling at £7. So £7 for a T-shirt. Price, and a beautiful thing to walk around telling people.
Do you know what? Put an XL away for me. A double XL, really? Okay. Just put a double XL. An XL. Thank you. Yeah, I will. I'll have one of those. That's brilliant. And you've got this logo. I think this is. I don't know if I've seen that before. That was great.
This is our 10th year, actually. Obviously going into the 11th year. This is our 10th year and celebrations of 10th year of the Diggers Festival. And the thing is, we do this, we sell the merch, we do the beers, and it all goes to taking it forward to next year. This is what we run on. It's non-profit, so it's about us being able to kind of survive each year, and fingers crossed that happens.
And it's a big do for for free. There's a lot of kind of infrastructure going on, isn't there? I mean, we've got a stall here. It didn't cost us very much at all, No,
again, that's what it's about. It's kind of giving people the availability to come and be part of it, and we do like that fact that people can just come and be a part of it. And as you say, reasonable prices, they can do reasonable prices back to public, hopefully.
Fantastic. Well, have a brilliant day. The forecast is not terrible, so thank you very much for talking to us. Okay, and here we have a gentleman in period costume with a shovel. Hello, mate. We are from the People's Assembly. You're live on the People's Assembly Facebook page. Can you tell us what you're wearing, why you're wearing it, what's brought you out today?
Because we're reenacting the Gerard Winstanley's movement of the diggers, and I've come to join in. And I'm wearing all the kit appropriate to the time. I'm one of the Scottish soldiers that came down to try and help Parliament win the First Civil War. And I just was moved by what Gerard Winstanley had to say. So I've been digging up the common land.
Excellent. So can you put this into a bit of context for us? So you're saying it's a civil war was going on?
1640s, yeah.
Right.
So the fact that I'm Scottish here is because the Parliament was losing really against the Royalist troops trying to get rid of Charles I until the Scots came in, and they fought on the Parliament side because Charles I was trying to make them do stuff they didn't want to do, so they came in on Parliament side. They caught the king, and then they gave him to Parliament, or they basically sold him to Parliament. They got paid for their efforts, and they gave the king over, and Parliament did what they did with them. That was nothing to do with us. But that was the first civil war, and that was in the 1640s.
And so
Gerard Winstanley was at that time trying to ply his trade as a farmer ultimately, and he was driven to penury because of the Free Quarter Act, which meant that if you had soldiers in the region, then they were entitled to take everything that they needed. So if you're a farmer, then they would just come and take all your crops and you'd have nothing left.
And the Civil War, I mean, it's kind of underplayed a bit because it was such a long time ago, and obviously it's before Google. But
people forget that England and the United Kingdom was a republic at one time in the past, and I'm looking forward to the time that can come again in the future, hopefully.
But the key element of that is that a king was killed, and certain powers were given back to, well, not the people, but taken away.
A very limited subset of the people in Parliament, whereas Winstanley was one of the first people to come and say everyone should have a say, and that is not just all men but also all women. He didn't see the difference. He was a very early feminist, you could argue. Very, very ahead of his time as a thinker was Gerard Winstanley.
Excellent.
And a Wigan lad.
And thank you very much. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm not flirting, it's political. But really, I mean, I'm really impressed that we've managed to find an individual to be so positive about, to get these messages across.
Well, it's the first time I've been at this festival, but it's a free festival run by volunteers. Everyone here's on the left, I think it's probably fair to say, and there's a great atmosphere, so come on down if you're in Wigan, I would suggest.
Yeah, it is on all day actually, so you can come down. We've got events are scheduled till 9 o'clock. And somebody's messaged us about Jeremy Corbyn as well. There's a possibility.
He may be around in the afternoon. Yes.
Right, great. Well, so you never know what lefty celebs you might bump into if you come down. That's brilliant, mate. Thank you very much, and have an excellent day.
Thank you.
Hello, gents.
Hello, sir.
So you are live on the People's Assembly Facebook page, and we're telling people, wow, yeah, so impressive. You're just jealous. So we're finding out about Gerard Winstanley, about the Wigan Diggers, and about the festival, about what's happening. And someone said that this was the table to come to find out some information.
Yeah, well, What sort of information would you like?
Well, we've just heard from one of the guys involved in the reenactment. What is it about the Jared Winstanley and what he was up to that's made you give up your time and get involved?
Well, what's made me to get up and get involved is he was born and bred in Wigan, yeah, and it's principles that we are all, every one of us on the committee stand up to, yeah, and we actually believe in, yeah, so that's why we've all got involved, yeah.
And what do you think the relevance of Jared Winstanley is to today, to people today, and to what's happening today?
The relevance is very similar because there's a lot of people in poverty, yeah, especially in Wigan, yeah, where we hold this festival, yeah, and back in 1649 he stood up for the working class or the common class, yeah, and help them to be fed, yeah. It's like us having food banks today, yeah, which we all know is wrong, but there are things that is here, and until this government actually sorts out decent wages for everybody, then they'll be here for a long time to come.
What do you think Winstanley would have made of food banks?
Well, I think he would have been. I can understand he'd appreciate the self-help aspect of it, because that's really what he was engaged in, self-help. But I would think he would be absolutely astounded that 360 odd years after the diggers, that we still had a society where we need to rely on food banks. Absolutely disgusting.
Just to introduce, this is Stephen Hall, so have you been involved with this since it started? So
yeah, I'm one of the founders. In fact, there's the article in the Morning Star, there's a 4-page spread today, and which giving it away free. It's got the details of all the programme of events on it. It says our chance conversation about local Adjerowitz led to an annual celebration. Well, I was part of the chance conversation. Oh, yeah. And my involvement starts back, I would say, to when I was in the Young Socialists, which is during Victorian era. Yeah. And I went to a conference in Blackpool of Labour Party Young Socialists and heard Billy Bragg singing the song called "The World Turned Upside Down," singing about how the diggers, they defied the landlords and defied the law. And I thought, hey, these lot, they sound like a really good bunch of people. But I never knew about his connection or Winstanley's connection with diggers. And it was, as I said, we were going through the churchyard, and I noticed the building's called Jared Winstanley House. And I asked a guy from Wigan, Tony Broxton, I said, who's this Jared Winstanley guy then? And he said, oh, he's what leader at diggers. I said, what do you mean he will leader at diggers? He said, Billy Bragg sings about him. And I thought, wow, I can't believe that, from Wigan. And I wondered at the time, I thought, how comes when, a guy who's had, and a group of people who've had songs written about them, it's almost like legendary, have a song written about, yeah. They've never done anything about it before. He said, well, they've named this building after him for a start, which I think was something to do with Neil Turner, who used to be MP for Wigan. But we thought, hey, yeah, we're only 7. I looked him up at internet that night, couldn't find out when he was born, but we found out he died on 10th of September. So now our event's always around nearest Saturday to the 10th of September when he died. And, well, we only had 7 weeks for the first one, but 500 people came to it and said, yeah, this is really good. And we know 500 people came because the petition that the Remploy people had, because at that time they were fighting the closure of Remploy, they collected 500 signatures during the course of the evening, so we thought, well, there must have been 500 people that get that petition. And everybody said, oh yeah, we're really good, have another one. So following year we moved to this site, and it's been, well, I would say we're pretty successful every year, and got, I would say every time we get positive feedback. There's never any aggro, and it's now one of like main left-wing events in North West.
It absolutely is. I know Manchester People's Assembly is delighted to be part of this. We love it. Sounds like the main stage is firing up. But you're doing something at 12:30. Tell us about that.
Which is on that poster there. Which, if you want to film the poster, I've got it on. Yeah, I'm doing a talk at the parish church down there. It's about 100 yards away. On what would Winston advocate we do now in the context of we are current politics. So I don't have all the answers myself. I'm asking a question. So people want to come down to that. We're hoping video it this time. We forgot to turn the video switch on record button last time, which is obviously a bit of a disaster. But I expect a good talk and some interesting announcements. Like I think one of the things I will be saying is one of the messages go out from here was Winston alive now. We'll be maybe saying things like, let's make Queen Elizabeth II Queen Elizabeth the last.
Excellent, and of course,
I'm sure I'll go down well with Lisa and Andrew.
And I'm hoping that you'll also be telling people about.
I absolutely agree. You give me a leaflet a bit earlier, and I'm going to announce that first. Right. One of the things he would advocate is people get down to this demonstration on the 3rd of October. I'm going to be there, hopefully, and we need to show Tories what we think about them, and we need to be putting pressure on them to reverse some of this legislation that they're putting through Parliament now, especially in constituencies like my own now. I mean, I live in Atherton, we've got 2 Tory MPs for God's sake, former mining village. You think, how on earth are we ending up with 2 Tory MPs? We need to be putting pressure on these people saying this is not acceptable, and try oppose it, stop it going through Parliament. So I'll be speaking about that and other things.
Brilliant, Stephen. Nice one. Have a good day. Okay. So, since it just started up, let's have a listen to. This is UK Punk. black peas hot soup, Karen. They're advertising black peas hot soup over there. I don't know if that's a local. Should we ask them? Alright guys, you're live on the People's Assembly Facebook page. Tell us about black peas hot soup. Karen?
You put salt and vinegar on them.
Is it a local thing or is it
a Lancashire thing?
Is it? Great. Yeah, excellent. Brilliant, have a good day. There you go, black peas hot soup. Oh, here we go. So, we're in a possible Roman barrack. Oh, let's have a word with John. This is John Defo Cattrall, who is a bit of a legend in the north for campaigning and progressive stuff. Hello guys, how are we doing? You are live on the People's Assembly Facebook page, and look at you. You are a picture of protest.
Look at this, Peterloo,
and the
and the badges.
The badges. Now, one of those badges, obviously you've got Fire Brigades Union, you've got Palestine Solidarity, but this one here, that is for the Gypsy, Roma and Traveller community, and their campaign Drive to Survive and Kill the Bill. They're very involved in the protests against the police crime sentencing and courts bill, because it's going to destroy their lives, their way of life, and they're very much part of what the People's Assembly are doing. So, how come you got the badge? Talk to us, John. How are you, mate?
I'm okay. The reason
you survived the pandemic.
I survived, and the reason I've got the badge on is because I've got Roma blood. Only a small amount, according to my DNA. Only a small amount. I've got more Neanderthal than Roma.
I wasn't going to say anything.
No. However, I have got a trace going back on my mother's side. So, on the basis of that, and I also support the Travellers, always have done. When the badges came out, I bought this one from France. I thought, I'm having one, and I bought the flag as well. So I've got a Traveller flag, which I will be taking to the Tory conference, and I've got this.
That's brilliant. Well, as part of what the People's Assembly are doing in Marquee at Piccadilly, from the 2nd to the 6th in Manchester, and one of the first events in that is Drive to Survive. Oh, very good. So Jake Bowers, Sherry Smith, various other people from the Roman community will be coming to the stall, the Marquee in Piccadilly for that event. So do keep having a look on the People's Assembly Facebook page. The programme for what's happening in the Marquee, I think it's going to be coming out this week.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, whenever the People's Assembly put on an event like where they have a platform, the speakers, the quality of the platform is top notch. It's going to be the same again this year.
You're giving me a great excuse to talk about, a reason rather, to talk about. So we've got absolutely loads happening. So it's this one. So yeah, while I've got this open, I'll tell you. So tomorrow there is a Zoom event with all kinds of people. Mark Sawatka, loads of trade unionists, Hal Beckett, Barry Gardner's also going to be speaking, Ken Loach is going to be on it, Laura Pidcock, Marvina Newton from United for Black Lives, loads of other people are going to be live for a pre-TUC Zoom rally on the People's Assembly Facebook page. It's called What Next? Pay Protest Pandemic. Have a look at that. But the Marquee, so this is all the stuff for the Marquee. So we've got, Drive to Survive, the Gypsy Romany. We've got Julia Hesmanhouse's Tell You About Manchester Theatre Group. We've got, obviously, we're going to have loads of noise to try and get ourselves heard. You know, down when we go down to the conference itself. Yeah, that's it. Make a noise. Pretty Patel versus the people. There'll be panel discussions on housing, education, rebel women and the importance of protest, and stand up to racism. And the event's going to end with the play about the life of Len Johnson, which we're really looking forward to.
So he failed to mention the fact that he was a member of the Communist Party.
Who failed to mention that? We've mentioned it.
No, the BBC. The BBC failed to mention the fact that Len Johnson was a member of the Communist Party.
You're not saying that the BBC's... No, I won't even say...
Oh, word document.
Excellent. And how's your lockdown been? I mean, I know you're a proper activist. You're out all the time helping people.
It's been difficult, but we have been out and we have been taking precautions. We have been wearing masks, putting it out, keeping a distance. It's getting there. We've all had our jobs and we're getting back to normality, but very, very slowly. So that's where we're at the moment.
Well, and what are you doing today? You're stewarding?
I was on the security, the gate security, because otherwise the place gets full. So I've come off that now. I'm now on general security in here, looking at the stage. Something goes wrong, fixing jobs right up.
Excellent. Well, have a safe day, and it's lovely to see you. Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, so let's have a look at some of these stalls. So let's come down here. Come on this step, Karen. Oh, excellent. So I think so. Hello, mate. Is this yours? Is this your stall?
Yeah.
Can you tell us something about it?
Yeah, this is York Disabled Workers, and it's sponsored by the JENGBA.
Right.
And they make garden furniture.
And what level of disability? What sort of people are attending? How many people?
Severe disabilities, mental health problems. It's a workshop that the union set up in York when Remploy closed. So yeah.
It's the second time I've heard about Remploy. So what was that about?
That was, in 2008 they started closing what they call the Remploy government workshops, which were for disabled people. Set up in 1946 for people coming from the last war. The Labour government started closing it in 2008. And then the tourists finished off in 2013-14. So 6,500 people lost their jobs.
6,500?
Oh, yeah.
So what was that, just a cost cutting thing or?
Yeah, cost cutting. They saved 150 million a year. I was a national officer for JENGBA looking after it, and we set up 2 workers co-ops, one in Leeds that packs sweets for Hallybro, and this one that is a skilled one, makes all sorts of stuff.
So tell us about some of the stuff you've got here.
Yeah, well, they make fruit baskets and vegetable baskets. That's a picnic table for a wheelchair to go in. They make 100 picnic tables. All this stuff is planters for plants. That's a planter for herbs. They virtually make anything in wood. So they get a lot of local work up there in York, but they do a lot of selling on the internet as well.
Fantastic. Tell us. Can you show us the website? If you can show the website, is there something on this?
Yeah, you can take one of them. It'll be on there. The website is not I'm a woodworker by trade.
Okay.
So I've been able to train some of the disabled people.
But you're saying that people can buy it online because we're national. You are on the People's Assembly Facebook page.
All right.
So we're live on that. So if people want to buy some of this furniture,
Great.
Let's have a look. Show it to the camera there.
Trade union banners and badges.
Oh, what? So this is all stuff that's been made by.
We work with a printer up there, and we do all the design, and we have somebody up there that can.
So That's it.
Yeah.
Great. And you say there's a website as well.
That is some of the stuff that they do. Now, Joe, can you tell me about the website?
Thank you very much. Hello, mate. Sorry to get you up. I would have come round, but you're live on the People's Assembly Facebook page. So I'm just this gentleman's telling me that you can buy the stuff online, and we're a national page. So I'm just wondering if you can tell us what the website is, then hopefully we can send some people there.
Just let me get past you, Joe. The web page is www.yorkdwc.co.uk.
There we go. So that's www.yorkdwc.co.uk if people want to support this group. Sounds like you're doing brilliant stuff.
We're doing our very best. We are very best. It's difficult because the love for disabled people and for working for employee myself, the reason I do it is to see the light come out of the volunteers. They come every morning, they do a full day's work, there's nothing at the end of it for them, just coming to a small community, being part of a small community, and what little bit they can do, they get so much pleasure out of it. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks very much for talking to us. Have a good day. Yes. Oh, and you're the GMB as well. So you're doing a joint stall. Nice one.
I'm the GMB Brand Secretary. I'm the Wigan GMB Brand Secretary. We're working for an employer, used to work for them. I support the disabled side of it, and we do a lot of donations and funding for York. A lot of it comes from the North Western Irish region and myself at the Wigan branch.
Brilliant. And let me give you one of these. So we're organising the protest to the Tory Party conference and the big demo on the 3rd. So hopefully we'll see you there. Nice one. Brilliant. That was the GMB. What have we got here? Is this the YCL? Excellent. Hello YCL. So you're live on the People's Assembly Facebook page. What's brought you out today? Why are you doing a stall here? Talk to us about the YCL, Wigan. Oh, you've got one of our badges on. Excellent. Excellent. So let me give you that's one of our leaflets for the demo that I'm sure, I know that the YCL are coming along on the demo.
That's like highlight of our year.
Fantastic.
Anyway.
Excellent. So tell us about today.
About today, why are we here? I guess it's a good local event celebrating socialist history. Socialist history is very important to us. So, and we draw inspiration from it all the time. So, yeah, it's an important event to participate in for us.
And I have to say, the last few events, the last few demos and things that I've been doing for the People's Assembly, there's been a much larger and increased YCL presence.
We've increased YCL. We've grown. We've grown like exponentially in the last few years, particularly this year, with the kind of decline of the Labour Party. After Corbyn kind of invigorated a whole sort of generation of young people into socialist politics, who've then been disappointed by the direction Labour's gone in subsequently. Yeah, we've seen a huge influx sort of off the back of that, and we're still kind of hoping to ride that and grow and grow and grow.
What was it that got you involved? Is there a specific thing that happened?
Well, I as I say, was introduced to socialist politics by Corbyn, but then kind of continually went to go further left. I think, or maybe join the YCL. I saw the YCL being active. I saw them at the last Tory Party conference. I was quite inspired by the demonstration they put out with the banners and everything and the turnout. And I think I joined because they seem to be the best organised, the best equipped, and most inclusive communist organisation out there, compared to a few of the other organisations I'd sort of flirted with beforehand.
And if there's like one idea or one policy or something like that that is part of like the YCL ideology that you support? What would that be if you could pick one?
I think the most important thing that we are doing is like our community work and community outreach is building links directly with the people we want to represent. So like we're starting out small doing food bank collections to directly be helping the working class rather than just asking them to support us without understanding them. The most important thing we can do is to build a direct connection, start building up an alternative power structure to the Tories. It's not just like, I think the most thing that sets us apart is we're not just demanding a change in who's in power. We're building an alternative system, and we're going to start building that alternative system right now.
Brilliant. Very succinct. That'll do me. I'm guessing we'll be seeing you on the demo on the 3rd then. Oh, and also we've got a marquee in Piccadilly. There's going to be loads happening there as well. So brilliant. Nice one, guys. Have a powerful, solid, solidarity-ish day. Nice one. And more communists. Hello, mate. Hello. Do you want to say hello as well? You're live on the People's Assembly Facebook page.
Hello.
Hello. So we're just trying to give people a taste of the day.
Oh, well, the weather's okay. The sun did come out for a couple of minutes. We're here on the Communist Party of Britain stall. We've got a selection of new publications and some older ones. And we'll be out and about in the town later on. So really looking forward to it. And great bands on the stage and some nice food stalls. And
it's a dead good event, isn't it?
It's sorry.
It's a dead good event.
It's fabulous. It really is. Yeah.
Excellent. And how did you get involved? What is your involvement? What is it about the Communist Party that attracted you?
It's the party of the working class, plain and simple. And we're here today, just spreading the word and
trying to make a difference, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting different ideas out, isn't it? And saying that there are different ways of doing things, I suppose, is important these days, isn't it?
I think a lot of them are ideas that have been forgotten, over the last few decades. And it's just reminding people what's important.
Brilliant. Have an excellent day. Oh, let me give you a leaflet. I'm sure you'll be coming anyway.
Oh, yeah,
but come and join us and protest the Tory Party conference. And I spy a great supporter of the People's Assembly here.
And I saw somebody with the mic, and then I thought, oh right, no idea you'd gone native.
Eddie's involved with Unison, and he actually supplied me with this folder here. So, what are you up to, mate?
I'm down here today with the People's Assembly and also the Communist Party, helping out on the stalls, doing leaflets. I'm giving out leaflets about a fair pay deal for council staff and also for teachers and teachers assistants, because the government cuts are just going to have a massive impact when the schools actually go back. My son's a teacher in Glasgow, and he's telling me that last week the 13 staff were off with COVID, so it's not over yet,
And these are Unison campaigns, aren't they? The low pay thing.
Yeah.
I don't think people are realising just how much capital the Tories are making out of the pandemic and the situation that's happening. But they're really kicking the shit out of some groups, aren't they?
Of course, and what we need to do is we need to mobilise for the demonstration in October, first weekend in October. We're going to have loads of events on in Manchester, and people need to come down to that, and they need to have their voice heard against the Tories. Get everybody there. That's what we need to do. Make it louder than this.
Well, I think I've been told to talk to people. I was just talking to John Catchall about Drive to Survive, the Gypsy Roma Traveller, because they're really planning to turn out in numbers at the marquee and on the demo. We're hoping to get horse-drawn wagons and all of that kind of stuff. you know, it's bringing together a lot of diverse groups. I mean, I know you do Kill the Bill as well. You know, there's a lot of different. There are so many different reasons for people to come out and get involved, aren't there?
Yeah, I mean, it's affecting everybody, the pandemic, and the Tories are affecting everybody who's not a multimillionaire. They're providing them with more money at the cost of us. You've got the health service, education, the elderly people in care. They're sacking people who won't take vaccines. You know, there's a whole lot of legislation coming through that are just going to do us. You know, the Kill the Bill one is just, I mean, it's going to stop anybody from protesting. Anybody can phone up and complain. You know, it's almost reminiscent of the anti-abortion laws that they've got in Texas at the moment, where you can complain about anything and they'll respond. The police will respond. We can't have that type of legislation in this country. That's why we've got the diggers. This is why the levellers rose up.
Do you know? There have been a lot of really shocking bits of legislation that have been introduced. But I think the most shocking for me is this Priti Patel thing this week about physically demanding that our Navy, our ships and the French ships push refugee boats back into French water, which is just going to kill people.
Well, it's against international law. You can't do it. If we acted like that...
But it's against international law because if you collide with another boat, then that's a crime. It's against maritime law. She's demanding that it's fucking murder, mate.
They're morally corrupt anyway, and they're bankrupt anyway. They have no morals. You know, they're saying we're going to push you out there to sea. No other country in the world acts like that. You know, this is a country that's got a maritime history. Would they like British sailors who are going all around the world being pushed out onto the sea to die? I mean, it doesn't happen, does it? You know, I mean, if England wants to take the lead and be the most bankrupt nation going when it comes to morals, then let them do it. You know, it won't be, their view from the rest of the communities in the world will be that
Pariah state. All of the great things that we love about this country just being destroyed, but in a single administration.
Yeah. Well, they obviously don't care. I mean, there was a clip I saw this morning where an MP's just told somebody to he just swore at him and he said he's refusing to apologise. That's the type of people they are. They see themselves as above us and being able to tell us what to do. We are just serfs for them. We're just there to help clean their mess up and do everything for them and work and get them richer and richer and richer. You know.
Well, this is why I love the People's Assembly. This is why I love coming out, speak to human beings, you know, with empathy, sympathy, who want to make the world a better place. You know,
we care. They don't care. They only care about themselves and the money they make, and they just want us rid of us. That's it. You know.
Nice one, mate. Right. We're going to go and do a few more stalls and see what else is going on. Really good to see you. Nice one, mate. Excellent. So, all right, Evan. So this stall is about Save Chorley Hospital. Hello. This campaign's been going on for quite some time. I've interviewed them at a few People's Assembly marches and events. So hello, you're live on the People's Assembly Facebook page. Oh, I love you. I love this banner. I love this. The Nara Bevan banner. So, she's here. So, hello, it's me again. Hi. So you're live on the People's Assembly Facebook page.
Hello.
This is Save Chorley, Save our A&E.
Yeah.
Now, tell me what's been going on and how have you been doing over the pandemic? I mean, at least you're out again.
We're out again. Obviously, we've met before in London, possibly Manchester. You know, we're everywhere. We started off this Shut Our A&E 2016. We started fighting against cuts to NHS services. It's obviously escalated almost straight away into regional and national issues. We've now got a whole bit on the health and care bill. We're all opposed in this. We've got Liverpool Women's Hospital over here as well doing the same thing. Locally, Matt Hancock came out last March and said, we're never going to shut Chorley A&E, it's wonderful, never going to shut it. And everyone went, yay! But in the small print it said, until the new business plans are agreed. Now the new business plans were announced the day before in the Integrated Care System Board, which basically said they're going to shut Lancaster and Preston Hospital and replace it with a smaller hospital. So huge cuts in services, and we might retain our urgent care and slightly higher level, but no children's services at Chorley, no trauma, and the nearest A&E another 40 miles up the road. So we're even worse situation now than we were before.
And tell us, so you're talking about this new NHS plan?
Yeah, we've got the health and care bill going through at the moment.
So this is the one that said, they actually said, the cheeky bastards, said that it wasn't about privatisation, but it really is exactly about privatisation, isn't it?
Exactly about privatisation. The main bits that we're opposed, well, we want the whole thing scrapped. We've been out all over the northwest for weeks now. We're going to carry on to the 2nd of November. It's been through it's been passed twice. It's now in the committee stage, and the committee have been meeting this last week. It basically legitimises your integrated care systems. Now your integrated care system boards, there are 42 across England, and they're basically the budget holders for each area. So this is your budget for your NHS. Partners can sit on these boards. We already have Virgin Care sitting on one of these boards. So you've now got private companies sitting holding the budgets. You've got private companies providing services. It's over 40% of services already. It also takes away the tendering process. We didn't want the tendering process. We didn't want outside companies coming in the first place, profit making and taking our budget for our services. Now they're taking even the tendering service away. So anyone can come in without accountability at all and take a service. We've seen loads of this in the cronyism with the Tories all through the pandemic, and this bill is just going to make it worse. So we want rid of it. There's also 2 amendments gone in to actually have secondary care a duty of down as a duty of care within the bill, because as the bill stands, secondary care, which is your hospital services, integrated care system boards have the power to provide the services. They do not have the duty, so they can just not provide them if they don't want to legally.
I mean, it really is. This is a route to insurance system, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're going to have to buy, if you want guaranteed help when you're in trouble, you're going to have to pay for it, aren't you?
Well, the 2012 Health and Social Care Act brought that in anyway. It was 22 billion in cuts, efficiency savings they called it. Cuts it was. So cut the budget, you've got to cut the services to get that. Every time you cut a service, the only way you can get that treatment then is by paying for medication, going privately and paying for the treatment, and obviously if you've got ongoing issues or a whole family that you can't keep affording to pay those one-off things, it opens the door for your private insurance companies. People forget about this side of the privatisation. It isn't only about who's holding your budget and who's providing the services. It's opening the door for that private health insurance, and any high risk, high cost service or treatment will just be scrapped. Insurance is exclusive. Look at car insurance. If you have a bump, your premium goes up. Health insurance is the same. If you have an underlying problem, you either don't get cover or you get cover at an extremely higher rate, and people just can't afford it.
And this is the American model, and it's the American companies and the American lobbyists that are over here now pushing exactly that, because it's really profitable, isn't it? So
Centene, Operos and the GP surgeries have seen, they are all based, they're all umbrella companies. Yeah, they're registered in the UK, but they're all US health companies.
And we know what a disaster the American health system is, and that's the one we're emulating. It's really very frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah, we're appealing for everybody to come and sign the petitions.
Okay.
They're both on our stall.
We can't show that. appropriate.
Yeah.
Don't show names and things.
They're both on our stall and on the Save Liverpool Women's Hospital stall.
And your website, have you got a website? Because we're national, we're all over, well, we're international, we're all over the world.
You are.
So that's it, you're broadcasting to lefties and interested people all over the place.
Yeah.
So where can they go to get more information?
In our case, we're on Facebook at Protect Chorley and South Ribble Hospital. You can also go to 999 Calderdale. If you put all these things in, the websites will come up, Google them. One thing we have got going, we do have a meeting. Please come out. There's going to be local campaigns right across saying what's happening like locally, how it affects the health and care bill affects everybody local. It makes it real for people when this, when it affects you. So we've got this. Ken Roach is speaking at it too. So that's on the 15th. Please do either come along. Hopefully Socialist Telly will be live streaming it. So do look and find out what's happening with the health and care bill. That's about the health and care bill.
You put that.
I'll be there too.
Great.
I will see you all there.
I look forward to interviewing you there again. Particularly, again, this legislation, you put it very well. Whenever they say they're doing something for us, they're really always doing something for them. And I think this legislation is a really good example about that. They say it's for the patients, they say it's for the staff or whatever, it's going to help people, but actually it's just for them feathering their nest again.
It is, yeah. I mean, they say it's all about the integration of services. We're not seeing services integrated. Where we are seeing them integrated, it's local services like, the social care services. They're integrating that with the NHS services, but they're doing it the wrong way around for our liking, because your social care services are means tested. We do not want our hospital care means tested. And again, that is the US model of healthcare. You're going to Medicaid standards here, not NHS standards where all treatment is publicly provided, publicly run and free at the point of use. It is being cut back slice by tiny slice. The only thing they're actually integrating are the budgets, and that is to make it a profitable little package for private companies to make even more profit off. And they can't do that by spending lots of money. They can't do that by providing all the services that we really, really need on demand. We're going into capitated budget systems, so your population health budget, and you get a set amount of money for each service, for each area. Well, if your demand goes above that budget, people just do not get the service. So again, you're looking at services being cut back, two-tier healthcare system right the way through. I can't see how anyone can say this isn't the American system. It is just a complete replica of it.
Have a badge.
Thank you.
Nice one.
Out, definitely.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. That was very articulate. Thank you so much. These are really quite complicated subjects. What have you got there, mate? Tax the Rich, Fund our NHS. Excellent. Oh, we can't show the addresses. No. Tell us about what's the campaign?
Tax the Rich, Fund the NHS.
Excellent.
Tax the billionaires.
And get them to... Absolutely. Fantastic. Have a good day.
You too.
Where are we? Should we speak to a socialist worker? Why not? So, hello. You're live on the... I'll just cover up those addresses. You're live on the People's Assembly Facebook page.
Okay.
And this is Wigan Socialist Workers' Party. What's brought you out today?
Well, we come here obviously every year apart from the COVID year, and it gives us a platform really to put forward socialist politics of our tradition, which is a revolutionary tradition, and it gives us an opportunity also to campaign like we are doing at the moment against the tax on basically working class people, in terms of national insurance, and we're saying that it should be the rich and the wealthy that are taxed. There should be a tax on wealth, not on poor people, like nurses who are getting a terrible 3% with 2% page rise.
Excellent, and you've got an interesting selection of books here as well.
Yeah, that's it. We've got cover all different aspects of our tradition of socialism, and it reflects all the different campaigns, obviously, that we're involved in, whether it's Black Lives Matter campaign, the environment, or women's rights, trans rights, gay rights. It reflects the whole different sort of plethora of campaigns the Socialist Workers' Party is involved in.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank you for coming out. Have we got any comments, Karen? Is there anything that we should be taking a note of? What's that saying?
The message is still for the many, not the few.
The many, not the few. Very good. Do like and share, please, folks. There's some sketching going on there. That's great. Hello.
Right.
I'm good. You're live on the People's Assembly Facebook page.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Are you part of this stall?
No, I'm not. These are our friends. Isn't it a great stall?
Isn't it? Hello, mate.
I'll not be a second.
They're offering free.
Oh, there's
free
cake.
here.
Free cake, Karen. There's free cake.
And later there's going to be
Let's go and have a look.
burgers,
Really?
apparently.
Amazing. So, let's have a word over here. I'd love a bit of cake.
Have a word with Logic. He's going to try the cake. How's your cake, Logic? Which one do you want?
I'll have the one on the middle one. Yeah, great.
Yeah, vegan cake, delicious vegan cake. if more
Great,
vegans,
thanks. Just pop it on
if
there.
more vegans that cooked, who could actually with decent chefs, we'd get a lot more vegans going about because of food like this. Just thought I'd add that.
Very good. So that's the message: is vegans get some cookery lessons. Hello. Oh, okay. Hello, mate. So I've got a piece of your lovely looking cake here.
Yeah.
What group are you, and why are you giving cake away?
We're Bolton Diggers, and we're just giving loads of food away and plants. Today we're raising funds for the Helping Hands Social Trust.
Oh, there we go, Karen. Can you see that? So that's what they're fundraising for. So tell us about this.
So this is giving children in the slums of Goa a bit of an education. These 4 kids were found in a steel mill. Now they see how happy they are. They're getting all their rucksacks and everything, got them out of the steel mill and getting them a bit of an education. So,
and that's not a stage picture. You promise that's real. They are now actually happy. Not saying smile.
Sure, yeah.
Excellent.
They're all so happy.
And tell us, and what are you doing? What is Bolton Mutual Aid?
Bolton, right. Our general group is called Bolton Diggers.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the stall. Yeah.
So we promote community growing in the spirit of Winstanley and the Diggers of 1649. During COVID, we set up a group called Mutual Aid, and we got about 40 volunteers together in Bolton, and we did lots of supporting people who were self-isolating, lots of shopping for them, and did a lot of supporting refugees who couldn't get any access to funds or food at that particular time.
Brilliant. And show us because you've got what's all these plants and things, and what's happening over here.
So we promote and run several community gardens around Bolton, and this is some of our produce. So we're just giving it away to people. If they want to give a donation, they can do. We went on the mass trespass 125th anniversary over Winter Hill last week, and that was our first outing for our new banner that we've got there. It's promoting the idea of the commons, all the things that the assets and resources that we all share together.
A bounty for us all. Yeah. So this is Winstanley. This is Gerald Winstanley's ideas brought into the present.
You're good. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Translated into whatever year it is. Is it 2016? I'm not sure. Oh, 2021, isn't it? Yeah.
Whatever it is, we're doing it again.
Yeah. So all those ideas about bringing people together around shared resources. We find that's a better way to promote the ideas of what people call a sharing society or socialism. I think just strip it back to basics, all that basic solidarity and mutual aid, and bringing people together on projects, just helping each other out on community growing and what have you. That's a lot easier way to promote socialist ideas than going into big theoretical tracts about it. Yeah, actual hands-on, and that to me that's what Winstanley did originally in the Diggers. They didn't wait to form a political party, go through Parliament. They actually went out onto the land and occupied it and did a bit of direct action, and that's what we really support, that spirit of doing things directly with people and for people in solidarity.
Well, I can't argue with free cake. That's brilliant. It's just what we need. Fantastic. Looks like you're doing great things. And you've got 40 volunteers involved in this.
No, that was just during mutual aid. We have got a lot of volunteers involved in the gardens, but that was a specific. We drew a lot. We had our existing volunteers got involved, and we also drew a lot of new volunteers down. Just basically, it was helping out the neighbours in different areas of Bolton, doing shopping for them or going to get their medicines or what have you. But that's sort of tailed off with as COVID numbers have gone down, and as people were able to get access to home shopping, which was a bit of a problem at the time, as you probably remember about a year ago.
Well, fantastic, and it looks great. I'm looking forward to my cake. Keep it up. Have a brilliant day.
You too.
Nice one, mate. Cheers. Thanks for talking to us. Yes. It's a great piece of art, isn't it? So. Oh, and here's JENGBA. Now, we've been talking about JENGBA. JENGBA had a protest in Westminster at the same time as the Drive to Survive group. So let's go and have a word with them. It's awful. This is joint enterprise, not guilty by association. There are some really absolutely awful stories. Hello, JENGBA. Hi, I'm good. Can someone talk to us? You're live on the People's Assembly Facebook page. I don't know. It might have been you. I don't know. But I have spoken to somebody from JENGBA before. There are some terrible, terrible miscarriages going on, really, aren't there? Because I saw you had a protest at Westminster
a month ago. Yeah.
Yes, I was doing the Drive to Survive, the Gypsy Romany Traveller against the bill on the other side of the square, and I saw you. I think
some pictures down there with David Lammy and Andrew Mitchell.
Yeah. So
some of the campaigns along my own journey over the past 5 years, to be fair. So the last one was London, should be down there somewhere.
Yeah, I mean we did really well on Parliament Square last month, because the likes of David Lammy came outside and said this is wrong. If we had a Labour government, we would abolish joint enterprise, and this is what we want to do. So that was good to hear, because we've all been fighting this for years. I mean, I've been fighting my personal case for nearly 14 years now.
I interviewed you, I think, in 2017.
Yeah.
You were on our demo, so actually I'll give you a leaflet if I can just put this down somewhere. Hang on, I'm just going to move this tiger mask.
Yeah.
There we go. And so, what got you involved in the first place? Is there a personal story there?
My son was convicted of murder when he was 15 years old, and he was blind. Even after the trial, the victim's wife said she thought that my son was guilty because he stood and he watched while someone else beat her husband up.
And he was blind.
So it kind of tells you that even she didn't know what was going on in the courtroom. I kept hearing the word foresight, the possibility of foresight, that he foresaw what someone else might do, because I came away from that trial process with that in my head. When I met other families, I found that they were saying the same thing. They thought it was other reasons why the loved one had been convicted, but basically when we all got together, we were all singing from the same hymn sheet, and it wasn't so much about the police telling lies or a witness telling lies. It was about the prosecution saying that people had the possibility to foresee what another person may or may not do, and if people don't understand, this idea of joint enterprise, that by being in the group where a crime is committed, you can be found.
The new narrative, which works like really against the black communities is they'll say your child's in a part of a gang. Now that could be people that they play football with, someone they may have gone to school with, but if your skin colour is not white, that straight away they use the word gang. Or if you're from a working class background, it's a gang. So anyway, if we live on estates, all our children are regarded as gang members. And to be honest with you, if you get done on a joint enterprise, there's no call for appeal. Before the room shuts, they say you haven't got a call for an appeal. You literally have to go away and look for new evidence.
This sounds so. I mean, it's just.
It's draconian. It's draconian. I mean, when joint enterprise was first devised, they reckoned it was to use against rich people, duelling, pistols at dawn, that kind of thing. So it was to stop. Old? It was to stop the aristocracy from killing each other, basically. And now in the 21st century, they use the same draconian nonsense to, I suppose they would say, to stop black boys stabbing each other in London, but it's not about that. It really isn't about that. And anybody who sort of reads the newspapers and listens to campaigners who think it's about that, they're wrong. It isn't, because my son didn't stab anyone. Louise's son didn't stab anyone. Pretty much a lot of our cases, there isn't a stabbing, there isn't a shooting, and they're not gang members. They're not gang members. So, and the people that we support are not the people that perpetrated the crime either.
And it sounds also from what you're saying that this is about people with low education. I mean, this is about working class people, you know, who can get trapped in a structural system that they can't understand. Can they afford lawyers? There's public defence and that kind of thing.
Yeah, but knock-on effects as well. So after my son was charged, they put a threat to life on my family, so that meant I couldn't go home with my 13-year-old daughter. So they basically made me homeless. So then,
and that wasn't something you'd asked for?
No, the police put a threat to life on her because she was under 18, and they says we're at threat in my home. We couldn't go back, so I basically made us homeless. No either at my house or anything. And then in turn, they put a threat to life on my son's cousin, who wasn't there, weren't part of any of the charging, but because he's of a certain age, certain colour, they've done it to him, and he was put out of his mother's house because
it's just a way of making your community believe that your family must be guilty, otherwise this wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, most of our cases, I mean, we've got university graduates who've worked really hard, and then, you know, something's happened and they've got blame for it. But the bulk of our cases, people haven't even got a criminal record, so they've gone from never committing a single crime ever to murder. Now, that's a massive.
And this is joint enterprise. They've not been accused of committing a crime themselves. They've just been accused of being in the vicinity of the crime.
I mean, when the police arrest you and charge you, they charge you with murder. So you automatically think the only thing you have to defend yourself against is the murder. Yeah. So you can prove that you weren't at the scene, and you'll spend all of your energy proving that in the trial process that you weren't even at the scene, and that'll get accepted. However, if the evidence being used against you is that you foresaw what the other person would do, you've missed a trick there, because you've not told the jury that you didn't foresee it, and that's why you get found guilty.
In my son's case, 11 were charged, 7 received mandatory life sentences for murder, and the others got manslaughter charges. So my son got a life sentence with a tariff of 20 years at 19 years old for being there. And the fact that they were using evidence, we seen him walking into the estate, because we live in Moss Side on Quinney Crescent. They use that as evidence against him, and I'm thinking, he's on his way home, we live there. But and the two juries, one in Manchester, because they split the trials into 2, and the other in Preston. And it sounds weird, but considering you kind of judge by your peers, every juror was predominantly white. There wasn't anyone of colour in the 2 sets, so that's 24 members of the public that they couldn't find anyone of colour to put a different edge on it, and someone who might know a bit about Black British culture, maybe.
The majority of your peers, really. I mean, they always. I mean, a lot of the people that we support, the young people, they're between the age of 16 to 25, and I've yet to see anyone between the age of 18 and 25 on a jury. And so you don't have a jury of your peers. You just have middle-aged white people looking at young people who they've read about in the newspaper, who've committed this heinous crime, who are gang members, because the press will label you a gang member before you even get set foot into a courtroom. So it's definitely trial by media to begin with, and then once you get in the courtroom, that's when you see the tactics that they use and the language that they use. They'll use things like, you have a tacit agreement with your co-defendant. You show me an 18-year-old who even knows what that phrase means, let alone knows how to defend themselves against it.
We've been left traumatised through it. 5 years of just fighting to get in a legal team. I just can't even tell you. It just takes everything away from you. It made me so ill. I ended up being so run down. I caught pneumonia. My lung collapsed. My family are still trying to recover from it. We've been so ill, because we're so close. So all we do is everything for the boy to try and get him home, and we try and keep him upbeat. And then with the pandemic, we've visited him once in 18 months.
How's he doing?
He's holding up, but like I say, you need them family connections to keep them strong. And if you're not actually physically seeing them, it's hard. It's hard for them, and it's really hard for the family that are out here, because we're living that sentence with them, basically. That's how it.
Someone once said about me, because my son, all the years he did, and I could never understand how we could do it. And someone once said to me, that's because his innocence is keeping him alive. And I think when we look at all our cases and all these young people, it feels as if that's what keeps them alive, that they can sleep at night knowing that they haven't murdered anyone. But us as family members, the frustration is you can't describe it. It's almost like you've had a crime committed against you, but because it's by the state, who completely ignores everything you say, and the general public don't know what's going on, it's like there's no end to it. Whereas if it was a natural crime committed by a person against you, you could phone the police and get it resolved. But we can't. They won't resolve it.
I mean, for me, I interview campaign groups all the time, and this feeds into so many other things that are going on, particularly Black Lives Matter, the collapse in investment in our crime infrastructure. People have no idea the state of courts in this country, that you can't find criminal lawyers anymore. Criminal lawyers now earn less than the minimum wage. So somebody who you would be asking, if you haven't got the money to employ a solicitor, your state-appointed solicitor could be earning less than the minimum wage to defend you. It's outrageous what's happening.
What happens is you find yourself in a police cell. Someone's telling you that you're going to get charged with murder. Instantly you want a lawyer, so you get the duty solicitor. Once the duty solicitor, you've signed a piece of paper with that duty solicitor, you're stuck with them. That's it. Unless you've got £1 million, you're stuck with them. And usually if you've got a lot of money, you don't find yourself in a police cell anyway. So it is an attack on the poor working people, because it allows for lazy policing, because you don't need the police when you've got joint enterprise.
Well, this is another thing. In Manchester, we've got this thing where GMPs in special measures it turns out they've been like the completely incompetently run police force for a decade or more. And we're just about to hear of this new plan that we've got a new chief constable. But if one of your family members gets caught up in that system, we know that. I mean, have a look at the Manchester Evening News. Read Jennifer Williams. She posted a brilliant article, I think yesterday, reflecting on the damage to our city that's been done by the state of GMP. So when it's about kill the bill and the crime sentencing and courts bill, GMP cannot be given any more power. They need to have powers taken away from them, not given any more. So
we have these special so-called task force that They don't know nothing. They go in with their understanding of the truth, and they twist it to suit the narrative they need on that day. And this is all police force, but Greater Manchester Police should be ashamed of themselves.
Well, one of the big things that's come up is they would never admit when they're wrong. So once you're a victim of it, there's no way of getting out of it. So, sorry, I interrupted you.
Sorry, I met an ex Met police officer in London last week, and he told me he had to leave because of the racism in the police force towards himself and watching his colleagues towards other young people. And one of the things he said was, when it comes to the stop and search, they're given 15 minutes training on stop and search, and that is why the police haven't got a clue what they're doing, and that's why it goes wrong every time.
And stop and search doesn't work, it makes things worse.
Well,
Listen,
it never works if you're only given 15 minutes worth of training, does it?
certainly. So I hope we will see you on the demo on Sunday. Finally, the Tories, the Tory Party conference.
Talk on there.
Oh, great!
Talking there, yeah.
Yes, Tory Party. We've got a marquee in Piccadilly all week from Sunday the 2nd from Saturday the 2nd. Then the demo's on the 3rd, and we're there for the next few days as well. So come and say hello in the marquee. We'll put your leaflets out. We'll do all that stuff. So this is it JENGBA? What's the website?
It's www.jointenterprise.co.
Jointenterprise.co.
No, nothing afterwards, just a .co.
Okay, brilliant. Well, keep strong, folks. Nice one. Thanks for talking to us. Okay, see you soon. I won't be, but I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what we're doing. Will we be there? People's Assembly will be there. Yes. So go. How are you? Great. Well, if you see somebody from the People's Assembly, go and say hello. Oh, and here you go. Have a badge.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay. Nice one, folks. There we are. So, oh look, there's the People's Assembly stall. Should we go and say hello to them? So here's our little stall. So there's Martin Hall, one of ours. So we've got books, we've got CDs, we've got T-shirts and badges. How have we been doing, John?
I've only just taken over from
Oh, okay.
Books have been going well.
Yes. Yeah, we're doing a bit of a bookstore today. Lots of interest there. How about you, Martin? You've been chatting to people?
Yeah, been all sorts of people here today that I know. It's good to catch up with people. Haven't been in Wigan since we put a meeting on here a couple of years ago. No, it's been great so far. It's a really nice day. It's got a nice mixture of types of things going on with a good left feel. Yeah, excellent.
Oh, I've just interviewed the people from JENGBA. I'm choked up. A woman's had their kids have been banged up for being in the vicinity of a crime. Basically, it's shocking. Some terrible injustices around, but this is why we're here.
Yes, indeed.
Right. Can I just hand you that for a second? Just show some pictures for a minute, Karen. I'm just going to get some. Just show around. I'm just going to get a glass of water.
This is Extinction Rebellion stall.
Look, I've got a winner.
Oh.
You missed it.
Oh,
okay,
Karen.
Yeah. Okay, so what have we got there, Martin? Do you want to say what's just happened?
Oh, we have a winner in the raffle, Cadbury's Heroes. She's going to be sharing good times. That's what it says on there. Brilliant. Marvellous. Marvellous.
Chocolate.
Yes.
We're bringing to the Tory Party conference
It's a long one by then. It's over third.
Yeah.
They'll be gone in about 20 minutes on our stall.
Enjoy them.
Take 2 badges.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks, Marcy. All right. Okay, so yes. So who else have we got? Should we have a chat with Extinction Rebellion? Hello, Extinction Rebellion.
Hello.
You're live on the People's Assembly Facebook page.
Oh, brilliant.
What have you got on here? Tell us what's going on.
Okay, so we've got a selection of campaigns on here today, that things that are broadly around the sort of things that Extinction Rebellion are backing. I've just been talking to people about promoting the idea of a Green New Deal and introducing high quality engineering jobs to post-industrial towns like Wigan and Bolton and the northwest, where the investment isn't there and the market solution isn't providing jobs for people to be able to have a good quality of life here. And we've got this big issue of the climate catastrophe, and we've got a need for massive investment, and we've also got a need for a local solution. So basically we're trying to bring the two things together. We're also promoting the Kill the Bill protests, because XR is an organisation that involves direct action and protest, and we think that the government is currently using a lot of draconian measures and new laws and questionable tactics in order to clamp down on legitimate protest.
Well, parts of the bill are specifically directed at Extinction Rebellion, aren't there? There's no doubt about that.
I think parts of it are aimed at Extinction Rebellion and parts of it are aimed at Black Lives Matter and aimed at statues of people who are involved in the slave trade. And I think the main reasons for that are because the current government is predominantly held in place by othering migrants and racism. So they don't offer anything positive to the electorate, but what they do is they present themselves as defending us from the other, from migrants, from refugees in countries that...
So othering is like racism, it's like pointing the finger at another group.
Yeah, well, they're held in place by... The Tory government is in place based on racism. They've managed to mobilise certain elements of racism. That's not to say that people who vote for Tories are racist, but they have been brought into a racist idea. I mean, lots of people would say places like Wigan, unfortunately a lot of people argue that people in Wigan are stupid and racist. People in Wigan and the northwest and in Brexit voting towns are not stupid and racist, but to some extent they've been brought into with a racist argument or an exclusionary argument or a nativist argument. So the XR, I'm probably going on for far too long.
Well, no, it's just a lot of isms. I guess you're saying that there's a very powerful movement towards propaganda, isn't there? So they're lying. Our government is lying about what people say and what people think to justify things that they want to do for themselves and their friends.
I think the main thing is that the government is trying to clamp down on the things that are challenging their base and their electoral strategy. And actually, the best way to get a good deal for normal people in where we live is to be anti-racist, to be anti-austerity, and to call for action on climate change. And generally speaking, that's what we're here to do today.
I think you would comfortably find a place within the People's Assembly, actually. Let me give you one of those. I know you're going to be there. We have climate change, Extinction Rebellion events in the Marquee as well, in Manchester Piccadilly. So hopefully we'll see you there.
You will see me there. And the only other thing, very quickly, I know that you probably are already involved in it, but in the run-up to COP26, we're involved in my union branch is trying to lead a delegation to Glasgow, but we're also trying to promote the local Manchester mobilisation in support of the COP26 to put pressure on the governments to do exactly what I've just been saying, to make a people-focused solution to climate change and not force us to pay the bill for it. So we hope to see you in Manchester for that.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Okay, have a good day. No, it's really interesting. Thank you. Okay, so So, where should we go? I was just going to do. I think we've got the Trades Council. Are we going on a bit? How are we doing? Do put some comments up, folks, and so we can see, get a bit of feedback. We will read them out if we get the chance. So, what have we got here, Karen? Can you read those?
It's not the Tories who are taking my rights to protest, it's the corporates who exalt.
Okay, well, it is Facebook, it's an open forum, everyone's right. Hello, mate.
Hello there.
Say a little bit about Trades Council.
Can do.
You were the official camera crew.
Oh, well, there's nothing.
The People's Assembly telly.
That's it. You are live on the People's Assembly Facebook page.
Oh,
so, what's your stall? What's going on?
Manchester Trades Council, just general trade union stuff. Got stuff mainly around Kill the Bill, but also other campaigns we support, like the No Police in Schools campaign that's been quite successful in Manchester. Bit of Palestinian stuff, and the one I'd really like to push: Care Workers Organise. It's an organisation of care workers in unison and unite, just trying to develop the organisation of care workers to stand up for themselves and link up with the trade union movement and fight for decent conditions.
Great. So, can you get the website at the bottom there, Karen? So you've got an email address and an @, there for people who want to get involved with that one. And let me give you one of ours.
Thank you very much. I've already got this about 6 different times.
I'm sure we're going to...
Online and you name it, we've got the lot.
Brilliant. We'll see you there.
It's okay.
Thank you very much. Okay. Oh, there's this labyrinth guy. We'll have to go and walk the labyrinth now. So he said he was going to talk to us if we had a labyrinth. He'll only talk to us if we walk the labyrinth. So we'll have to do that. But let's say hello to the NEU. Hello, the NEU.
Free cake.
Oh, free cake.
The cakes with the logos on.
Brilliant. The edible logos.
Edible logos, yes.
Tremendous. We've just been given cake actually by. There's like a modern day mutual Wigan mutual food stall. Really interesting. Doing a lot with feeding people over the pandemic and all of that kind of stuff. Been very good. So tell us about the NEU. You're live, by the way, on the People's Assembly Facebook page. That's it.
We are going to the demonstration in October.
That saves me a leaflet.
We'll be there. We always go to them whenever we can. So yeah, we'll be at the October one.
And I've been talking to of my friends, of people who I speak to. Two groups in particular have suffered the most during the pandemic, I think. One is obviously NHS staff, medical workers, but the other, and unsung, I think, is teachers, and what they've been through and how hard they've had to work. While so many people like me have had enforced sitting on our arses, teachers have really had to work very hard. What's it been like? Are you teachers? What's it been like for you? Go on, tell us what it's been like for you.
Well, it's been hard work. Trying to do the homeschooling with the children, and then trying to juggle all the parents and the feelings there as well. And everybody, even when we went back full time, everybody's just so tired, and the pressure. And we're seen as the enemy anyway. That's how you felt as a teacher. You've always felt like the enemy, and this pandemic's just made it 10 times worse.
And what about the kids?
Some the kids are very resilient, but there's a lot of mental health issues as well, so we're having to deal with that too.
It's interesting. I mean, we're seeing things like there's a report last week about sexual assaults amongst children, which one assumes is to do with the internet and easy access to pornography and that kind of thing. You know, these things take a few years to get reported, and you know, people have to analyse them and see what's going on. What do you think they? I mean, you know, just obviously it's just your opinion as somebody who's been in the profession. What do you think the longer term effect might be on these kids in terms of, I don't know, how they see the rest of the world, how they interact? I mean, you know, somebody was saying, you know, a kid that's 5 years old has spent basically a quarter of their conscious life stuck indoors. You know, these are formative years. They're going to have an effect on people. What do you think? Can you express an opinion?
Well, I mean, I'm primary. The children I work with, you know, obviously, I'm year 5, so that's like 9 and 10-year-olds. So, like, to me, I mean, I think it'll have a massive effect on those children not being in school, because we try to get them in as early as possible, because we're in an area that needs the educators, so this will definitely make it worse.
Yeah. I don't know, I kind of wonder about how people think. You know, I kind of get a sense that, I mean, I can't stop smiling just because I'm out and amongst people.
It just feels really good, doesn't it? No mask. You know.
So, and I'm wondering if the kids would be like that as well. I think they've been incredibly well behaved. I mean, we've not seen, you know, the sort of craziness that my generation probably would have reaped if they'd have been let out of the house for the first time in 18 months, you know.
No, they have been good. Honestly, like, going back, it does feel quite similar, but it's good to walk around school now. You do have a choice to walk around school without a mask and to be a little bit more free. And I've not got a screen in front of my desk anymore, and it's so much better. You know, I don't want to have a mask. I mean, I've not had a mask in front of the children. We've sometimes had a visor if you wanted to, you know, that's sure. But the children, like I say, they just took it in the stride. You know, a lot of them, but some of them did suffer because of family situations and things.
And so you're back now?
Back with a vengeance. Love it.
Go on, how's it going then?
Yeah, it's great. It's good to be back. I was absolutely knackered the first week, but we're here now, and all's good.
Fantastic, that's brilliant. Well, congratulations on surviving the pandemic.
Thank you very much.
And I will see you in Manchester on the 3rd. Brilliant, nice one, folks. See you soon. Where are we? What have we got here? Oh, here we go. Ikaya.
Ikaya empowerment.
Hello.
It's a Zulu name. It means home. Okay. So that's a South African Zulu name. It means home. And
Ikaya.
Ikaya means home.
Okay.
Chose the name mainly because I think a lot of us don't make where we live home, because we still feel quite tied up to our country of origin. So chose Ikaya to just try and get all our members, and we work with women from minoritized community, so just trying to get them to understand that where they are, this is actually home. As long as you live here, wherever you live is your home, so it's up to you to make it your home. And part of what we do with the marginalized women is we try and get them into education, adult education, so give them a link into college, get them to do online training and sessions, get them to integrate with the wider community, because one of the issues that we've found is that it's quite expected for the locals to embrace anybody that's not local coming and living in their community, but it's not really expected from us moving in to actually know the locals and get to know what the community is about.
Is that here in Wigan? Is this local?
This is based in Wigan, so we're actually based about 5 minutes away from here. And yeah, this is what we do. We empower women as well, just to get out there, do your best, and don't let anything hold you back. So that's who we are, and we're here today selling gluten-free, giving away. We work with Headbands for Heroes as well, so they've donated some headbands. And we also work with a local childminder, that's Ikaya Montessori. And yeah, feel free to look around, get a raffle, get some treats.
Brilliant. And have you got a website or anything?
Yes, so all our details are on the
Great.
leaflet. So if you want to get in touch with us, do email us, call us, follow us on social media. We're very active on Twitter. We're not as active on the other places, but we use up as much as we can. So get in touch, get involved. We're also looking for sponsors to help us with the funding and grants, just so we can be able to provide a lot more things that we do, provide a lot more services, provide a lot more. We've got a program called Chop and Chat that we're looking to start as soon as we can raise the funds. So some of the money that we're raising today is going to go towards Chop and Chat, which is going to be a program that's got to do with cooking. So what we intend on doing is getting our members to come in and bring their cultural native food to come and cook, but most importantly to get the Wigan locals to come in and come and cook some lobbies, come and show us about. So mix up the cultures, get everybody involved, build community and integrate. So some of it is what we're trying to raise money for today.
Brilliant, that sounds really positive. I wish you all the best with it. Sounds like a really good project.
Thank you so much.
Nice one, thanks for talking to us. You've been live on the People's Assembly Facebook page, so if you go to there, go to videos, you can find yourself. Yay! Oh, Labyrinth. Can we do the Labyrinth, Karen? Can we? So, hello. I've come back. You are live on the People's Assembly Facebook page.
I'm looking into that, mate.
Yes, that one there.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. And so, go on. What have you got here? You said we had to do the Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Or you wouldn't talk to us.
Yeah.
So, what do we have to do?
You've got to walk it, but you want me to explain it?
Yeah, please.
It's called the recalibrator because at the moment we live in a world that is out of sync with the Earth's requirements, so we've got to sync our world up into.
Can we walk and talk?
If you want
do
to.
At the same time.
If you want, I've never walked it backwards, but this is going to be good.
You don't have to walk it back. Can you manage, Karen?
It's based on three things, and it's based on permaculture, and there's three spirals. So the one we're walking around now, and I'm walking backwards, is Earth Care.
I don't think you need to walk backwards. I think if Karen, yeah, there we go. Karen can
Okay.
film us.
So this is Earth Care, and as we walk around here, we're supposed to be thinking about how we care for the Earth and what we could do to care for the Earth because it needs our help. When we get into the middle, which is a couple more turns,
yes,
it's how does the Earth care for us? What does the Earth do for us?
Right.
What does it give us? And
so this is like a contemplative space, like you're trying to get people to think of different things as they're walking through it.
Think of three really important things based on permaculture because it's where we've got to go. And then when we go on this way, that'll take us into people care.
Right.
Because people are the most influential on the earth, and seeing this is People's Assembly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get that. Very nicely put, nicely done.
But if the people are in the right place, the people benefit and the earth benefits. So it's about taking people off the hamster wheel for 10 minutes and reflecting on themselves. So in here we're thinking about how we care for which people we care for and going through that. And then when we get into the middle, it's which people care for us and thinking about which people. So it's what we care for, who we care for personally, and then who cares for us personally. And then that takes us into fair share, which is.
I want to finish this.
Why?
Because it's great. It's great. It's working for me. I've just been interviewing some.
Yeah, but you're not thinking of these things at the moment. You need to do it without your microphone.
You're absolutely right. I do.
You're going to do it without your microphone. Make a promise now in front of the camera.
Okay, I promise I will do this again without the microphone, and I will think about the things that. What's your name?
Spanner.
The things that Spanner's talking about. So I'm Rafe. Nice to meet you.
Then
so yes, so let's go and have a look at the last one.
In permaculture, this is fair share, and this means sharing things out what we've got too much of personally, because if you've got too much of something, it's a burden on you, and if we can share them out, it makes it lighter on ourselves and easier for ourselves. That doesn't necessarily mean a material thing either. It could be responsibility, or it could be too much time on your hands, I say, the other end where you've got no purpose in life. Go and help someone and have a purpose and go and help anything that's going to benefit planet and people. Why wouldn't you?
Great. And is this your idea? Is this your thing?
I designed it, yeah. This is the finger version for people to do it, for kids to do in schools, or people who can't, because of able-bodied, who can't get it, to actually walk it, so they at least they can get an experience of it and get an idea of it. So you can just trace with your finger, yeah. Just slowly.
And it's just like a thinking space. It's just
take people off the hamster wheel and think about what's important. So many people are so busy that they haven't got time to think properly. Well, that's what I think anyway. So
have a badge. It's always out. That's brilliant. Oh, and you've got cards there.
Yeah, I've got cards. But can I plug this?
Yeah, of course you can.
Because when people walk Earth Care and they work out that they don't do much for the Earth, but the Earth does a hell of a lot for them, but the Earth's getting damaged. The one thing they can do is sign up to this straight away, and that's all you've got to do, and let these people who know what they're doing tackle these big corporates who are damaging the Earth in the legal field. But we can't do that. You okay?
I can see how affected you are. It's, you know, thank you for this work and for talking to us about it and for giving a shit.
Yeah.
Nice one, man. And I'll be back. When we finish this, I will come back.
I'll put it all over to you. You never came back.
Brilliant. Cheers, mate. Oh. And what have we got here? Seeds. Let's have a look at... I think we might have to go and have a look at... I need a break. It's all really powerful stuff. Let's speak to this person here. Planting... Oh! Hello. Hi. You're live on the People's Assembly Facebook page. Can you talk to us about what you're doing?
We're giving children cress seeds to plant them.
These are all right, cress, excellent.
All cress seeds, yeah. Yeah, and there's a little message in. I'll just show you one. So there's a set of instructions for the seeds, how to grow them.
Great.
And then there's a set of instructions for parents to look after their own little ones and to let them know that this new mRNA vaccine is on experimental licence until 2023.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is so you're giving the seeds away as a way to talk to people about your views on the vaccine.
Well, yeah, we're all grandparents and parents who feel so scared because we don't think people have been told that this is an experiment until 2023. Children's bodies are still developing, their immune system, the whole body, and they're rolling it out now in some states in America from age 2. And having horrendous problems, and we don't want that happening to our children. So we can't think of anything else to do, my love. Only give seeds out. It's the same kind of analogy, you know, our children are our seeds.
Yeah, I get it.
Just want to keep them safe. The first rule is do no harm, isn't it?
And all of these things should be discussed.
Absolutely,
you know.
my love.
So okay, thank you.
Very welcome.
Ian. All right, Ian.
Hey, you're right.
I'm good. It's great. You're live on the People's Assembly Facebook page.
Great.
This is Ian, one of our another activist from the People's Assembly in Manchester. How you doing? What's been happening? Have you been here for a while? What have you been up to?
No, I've only been here about half an hour or so, and this is the first time I've ever been. Can you believe it? Never been before.
Well, welcome. A digger's virgin.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But no, I'm enjoying it so far.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, been seeing some of the performers, and just going to go and check out the food, I think, get some food. And
before you do your stint on the People's Assembly stall, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah. I will be there soon, yeah.
Nice one. And how are you? You all right?
Yeah, not bad, yeah.
Good.
I'm getting excited now for the Tories coming to Manchester. You know, it's going to be the first chance, I think, to actually really show them since lockdown, really do a big protest to show them that,
Yeah,
what
well,
we think.
for the demo and also for the marquee. Lots going on.
Yeah, lots going on, loads going on. It looks like it's going to be brilliant. Really good people there. Corbyn's going to be there. I've heard a rumour he's going to be here as well later.
Oh yeah, so I've heard that as well.
He's in Liverpool apparently. There's a
Oh,
protest.
there's the arms fair. That's another thing that's happening today. Is the campaign against the arms fair in Liverpool that we may have well been attending if it wasn't for this. But that's brilliant, man. And I will see. Well, I'll see you here.
Yeah.
But I will certainly see you. Well, I'll see you online or whatever before the conference.
Definitely
But
see you
yeah,
at the conference.
nice.
See you.
Great.
All the best.
Nice to see you, mate. And let's say hello to Jackie here. Hi, Jackie. And this is Mr. Jackie. Hello.
Mr. Harrison, this is Lee.
Nice to meet you. Excellent video, by the way.
Thank you very much. So this is Jackie, who I interviewed as part of their project, which is Atherton Target Zero 2020, which is a 2030. Thank you. God, it's the pandemic years. I'm living 2020 over and over and over again. But you're here today. Tell us. By the way, you're live on the People's Assembly Facebook page. So how is that project? What are you up to? How's it going?
Okay, well, at the moment we're trying to get a community orchard going, so we're in the process of trying to get fruit trees organised. We've got trees coming from the Woodland Trust in November, which we're hoping to get planted out. Volunteers are always welcome for anything, like that.
And so this is how you had your 5-point plan about how people can green their lives up a bit.
Well, yeah. The ways that they can do it, put it into their everyday lives without even have to thinking about it, really.
And you're planting trees like on verges in little bits of grass anywhere that you can find a bit of space near you in Atherton, Bolton Way, just to try and make it suck up a bit more carbon dioxide.
That's right. I think if everybody can do a little change, we can make a difference. It's just about those small changes. We're trying to promote meat-free Mondays at the moment, not asking everybody to give up meat if that's not what they want to do, but have a day and eat less meat.
It was an interesting selection of people who I interviewed, because Stephen Hall, who we spoke to right at the beginning of this video, he is much more, he thinks that we need to change systems and structures, whereas you were saying that people can make a big difference as well. So, but all of it needs to happen, really, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. But as I say, I think we can't put it out of reach of the everyday person, and we can all make a difference.
I think that part of the thing here is to try to grow, and to do that we have to start somewhere. So it's small acorns, hopefully build from there. We've got bigger plans. But the thing is, more than just the big plans, we have to at least start reaching out, and first off we have to show people what we can do and what they can do. So that's the plan, that's the reason.
And it's a trade union supported project as well, isn't it?
It is, yes. We've got backing from Unite, who helped us to do the video to sort of raise awareness for our campaign.
Yes, and of course Steve Turner is the president of Steve Turner's the president of the People's Assembly, the chair, something, co-chair. So there you go. So yes, we're all very involved. We love the unions. They give us merch as well. Brilliant. So that's ace. And what about today? What do you think of this today?
Well, we've only just arrived, so we're just having a look round and hoping to catch up with some like-minded people.
Excellent, and a bit of entertainment.
Oh yeah.
And
looking forward to Merry Hell later.
Very good. And there's plenty. I've had some vegan cake already that was quite good. And there's all kinds of bits of food, and but as you say, like minds. Yeah. Had some very powerful interviews actually.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's a lot of passionate kind of projects. People have been stuck in, not been able to make their case for a long time. So very moving. But let me give you. Have I got two? I have got two. So here we go. Have a badge. Have a badge. And lovely to see you.
Yeah, me
great,
too.
Great. Have a brilliant day. I'll probably catch you in a bit.
Okay, thanks.
Nice one, folks. Let me just. peace. But I will give you a leaflet because who have we got? I'm pretty sure we got Dave Ward speaking at our protest, People's Assembly, 3rd of October in Manchester. So he's ace. I'm a big fan. Yeah, nice one, folks. It's the CWU, Greenpeace. Oh, hello, mate. Oh, also eating. Why? Yeah, let's take a break. Should we take a break? Let me turn to me. Okay, so that is the beginning of Wigan Diggers, the Wigan Diggers Festival. There's loads happening. There's all kinds of entertainment and more scheduled going on till quite late in the evening. So we'll be back later on with more from the Wigan Diggers. Thank you very much for watching. Like and share. Bye.